In the wake of a deeply personal violation that shook the royal family over a decade ago, the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, continues to grapple with lingering trauma that profoundly influences her approach to parenting. This heartbreaking revelation stems from the infamous 2012 topless photo scandal, which has compelled her to enforce stringent household regulations aimed at safeguarding her three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, from the pervasive threats posed by the digital world. Insiders close to the royals disclose that Kate's primary dread is the possibility of her offspring inadvertently encountering those illicitly captured and disseminated images while navigating the internet. Determined to postpone this potential emotional devastation for as long as feasible, she and Prince William have implemented measures that go far beyond mere restrictions on device usage. They are fundamentally about preserving the innocence and psychological well-being of their young family. The origins of this protective stance trace back to a seemingly idyllic private getaway in September 2012. Kate and William had retreated to a secluded chateau in the south of France, seeking respite from public scrutiny in what they presumed was an impenetrable sanctuary of privacy. Unbeknownst to them, a photographer equipped with a powerful telephoto lens intruded upon their seclusion from afar, snapping intimate photographs of Kate sunbathing topless on a terrace she believed was shielded from prying eyes. These images were swiftly published in the French tabloid Closer, igniting a firestorm of media coverage that propelled the photos across global online platforms. The incident represented a profound breach of personal boundaries, one from which Kate has yet to fully heal, despite the passage of more than 12 years. Royal sources, as reported by outlets like Radar Online, emphasize that William and Kate harbor a persistent anxiety that their children could one day uncover these compromising snapshots through a casual online search. This fear is not hypothetical but a daily reality that weighs heavily on the couple. As George, now 11, Charlotte, aged 9, and Louis, who is 6, grow increasingly inquisitive and tech-savvy, the risk escalates. A simple query of their mother's name in a search engine could unearth not only the photographs but also the accompanying sensationalized narratives, potentially inflicting irreversible harm on their perception of her and their family dynamics. Prince William recently shed light on their parenting strategy during an interview with Brazilian television host Luciano Huck at the COP30 summit in Rio de Janeiro. He candidly revealed that none of their children possess mobile phones, describing the matter as evolving into a little bit of a tense issue within the household. This admission underscores the emerging friction, particularly with George, who is on the cusp of adolescence and likely observes his schoolmates engaging in digital interactions that he is barred from joining. Peers texting, gaming, or sharing content on social media might leave him feeling isolated or singled out, prompting questions and pleas to his parents about why he must remain an outlier. Nevertheless, William and Kate remain resolute in their position, prioritizing long-term emotional security over immediate social conformity. Looking ahead, William indicated that upon George's transition to secondary school, he may be permitted a basic phone devoid of internet connectivity. When George moves to secondary school, then maybe he might have a phone that has no internet access, he explained, adding that George comprehends the rationale behind this decision. The prince clarified his stance. It's the internet access I have a problem with. This nuance is critical. The couple is not inherently against communication tools for practical needs, such as contacting family or coordinating with friends via calls or texts. Their objection lies squarely with unrestricted web browsing, which could expose the children to uncontrolled content, including the indelible remnants of the 2012 scandal. Palisades have elaborated that these rules transcend conventional concerns about screen time addiction or digital overload. At their core, they are a bulwark against specific, foreseeable pain. Kate's enduring trauma from the event, marked by public humiliation and a sense of vulnerability, fuels her resolve. Having endured the initial publication, the subsequent viral spread, and the inability to erase the images entirely, she is acutely aware of the internet's unforgiving permanence. A confidant remarked that Kate acknowledges the impossibility of purging the photos from cyberspace. That's the curse of the internet. Once something's online, it's there forever. Unlike print media of yesteryear, which could fade into obscurity as physical copies were discarded, digital files proliferate endlessly, archived on servers, mirrored on sites, and rediscovered through algorithms. The couple did pursue legal recourse, successfully suing Closer magazine and securing damages for the privacy infringement. A French court ultimately sided with them, deeming the publication unjustified even for a public figure. Yet, victory in the courtroom could not retract the global dissemination that had already occurred. The photographs persist in obscure corners of the web, a latent threat awaiting discovery. This reality amplifies Kate's vigilance, transforming a past wrong into a present-day parenting imperative. The timeline of events adds layers to the narrative's poignancy. The scandal unfolded in 2012, when George was merely an infant and the younger siblings had yet to be born. In the intervening years, Kate has ascended to the role of Princess of Wales following Queen Elizabeth II passing, welcomed Charlotte and Louis into the world, undertaken countless official engagements, and confronted her own battle with cancer. Through triumphs and trials, the shadow of those images has lingered, evolving from a personal scar to a familial safeguard as her children mature. Beyond the immediate family, this saga illuminates broader societal issues surrounding privacy in the digital era. It prompts reflection on the ethics of media practices. Should outlets prioritize sensationalism over long-term consequences? The initial release by Closer was met with widespread outrage, yet subsequent coverage by numerous publications, often including hyperlinks or vivid descriptions, exacerbated the problem, increasing the odds of future encounters by the royal children. Did journalists pause to consider the collateral damage to innocent young minds years down the line, or was it merely fodder for clicks and circulation? Raising royals in the age of instantaneous information presents unprecedented hurdles absent in prior generations. Monarchs like Queen Elizabeth could curate their children's exposure through controlled environments and limited media. Today, William and Kate navigate a landscape where data flows freely, defying containment. They can orchestrate delays through phone restrictions and supervised access, but eventual independence will grant George, Charlotte, and Louis autonomy over their devices and searches. Preparation becomes key, instilling resilience, openness about family history, and guidance on handling distressing discoveries. The emotional burden on Kate extends multifaceted. She not only contends with her own unresolved distress but anticipates the secondary trauma her children might experience. Envisioning the inevitable. Discussions, explaining the violation, addressing feelings of anger or confusion, must be a source of ongoing anxiety. This foresight permeates daily decisions, from monitoring playdates to vetting educational tools. Practically, the no-phone policy introduces interpersonal strains. George's burgeoning awareness of peer norms could breed resentment or a sense of infantilization. As Charlotte and Louis approach similar milestones, the household may face repeated negotiations. Even with a non-internet phone, risks persist. Friends with unfettered access might share screenshots or stories, bypassing parental controls. William and Kate thus confront an Sisyphean task, postponing but not eliminating exposure. Ultimately, this is a tale of parental love forged in the fires of adversity. Kate's strictures are not arbitrary authoritarianism but a mother's earnest bid to insulate her brood from echoes of her pain. The internet's eternity ensures the threat endures, compelling perpetual adaptation. The royal family's journey underscores the double-edged sword of modernity, connectivity's boons shadowed by indelible harms. As George edges toward secondary school and beyond, the couple's strategies will evolve, balancing protection with preparation. For those captivated by the intricacies of royal child-rearing, the battles for normalcy amid scrutiny, the innovations in privacy defense, and the visions for a secure future, staying informed is essential. Subscribing to channels like UK Royal Report ensures timely access to these unfolding narratives, complete with insider perspectives and nuanced analyses unavailable elsewhere. Engage with the community in comments, share your views on these dilemmas, and activate notifications to remain at the forefront of royal developments. The story of Kate's trauma and its ripple effects continues to unfold, a poignant reminder of vulnerability in an exposed world.